Hello and welcome to round 5 of season 9 at HTR Racing. My name is Desert and I'll be commentating on the Monday race at the Bahrain Grand Prix. This week the grid will be predetermined with drivers in reverse championship order. So the question is, can the likes of Creations and Hurricane make their way through the pack to register what will be another victory for them? As you can see, it's a night race here for the Bahrain Grand Prix and things look to be dry as you'd expect. So we'll let the drivers pick their tyres and their strats ahead of what will be a full-on Grand Prix, I guess. Sakir circuit, an ever-present really now on the F1 calendar. Arguably one of my favourite tracks, but 15 corners. 3 DRS detection zones as well. So some really high speed racing and plenty of opportunity to overtake. I don't think I've actually commentated on a Bahrain race either, so it's a new one for me, but I'm looking forward to this. I'm actually quite gutted that I don't get to race this track this season, but there you go. So I'll just let everyone have a minute longer, just determine what they're doing for the race ahead. I think it's a standard hard medium strategy for the traditionalists, but that might change with the odd safety car or incident. So we'll see what happens there. I think there's 12 drivers tonight, so 2 I think are reserving, the rest your standard Monday drivers as you'd expect. Just have to mention that the reserves are at the back. They don't get to play havoc in the chaos unless they manage to negotiate the cars in front of them. So just going to give them the last few seconds, see what tyres everyone will select. I'm going to have to be on my toes here to quickly select the right options on the screen for everyone. So let's just send the message out to get things going, and then it will be lights out and away we go. Been a little while since I've done a commentary on my own as well, so apologies if I muck this one up. And if my phone goes, I am expecting a phone call, so I apologise if that goes off and I'm distracted by that too. But I'll do my best. I've got a glass of water by my side, so hopefully this will go all swimmingly. Just hear the timer counting down now. So let's quickly see what we've got here. Obviously there is a formation lap, so we use this opportunity to do that. This is one of the Mercedes, Emma Payne I think that was, very slow off the line. Let's have a look then. Interval, and we'll also go with tyres. So the 3 dry compounds all represented on the grid, which is good to see. 2 Mercedes start on the front row. So Emma Payne leads Smiggy, and Emma Payne's on the medium, Smiggy's on the softs, the only one on the softs. And then it's almost alternate as you work your way down the grid, as your mediums, Anesbay hards, Petrol mediums, Armour King, his teammate, on hards, and then you've got Matthew Basketball Dan and Hurricane all on mediums, Creations, Mantis on hards, and Beneb on mediums. So nice sort of bit of variation on the grid. Could mean that some will hold more of an advantage early on, whilst others play themselves in later on into the race. You see it's 29 laps, so got to be patient with this one. but a track that has, I think in the past in HTR anyway, traditionally brought out a safety car or two. I even think fuel's been an issue here. In fact, I can speak that fuel has been an issue here for others, as I ran out of fuel on this track last season. But there you go. So, yeah, real opportunity, you'd say, for the Mercedes to try and get away well, get something sort of advantage early doors. Maybe Azure can help his teammate Creations in amongst sort of that. I'm just looking where some battles could take place. Azure, if he slows the Mercedes up, he can bring his teammate back into the fold. Two Alfa Romeos on split strategies, so maybe they'll work together somehow. Sure, Nesbe is almost falsely in the 4th position here, but that's where he is in the championship order, like 4th last as opposed to these drivers here. So he's got a real opportunity to put in another good shift, as we've just seen. Was that Basketball Dan go into the pits and worked his way back out? Okay. There you go. He's next to his friend Hurricane on the grid. As they all line up. That Mercedes is very wide, by the way. Smiggy, how is he parking? He's aiming it at his teammate. And that Alpha, I mean, yeah? And it's disqualified petrol. But here we go. The lights are on. Is anybody home? Because they've all gone off. And we are off. The McLaren's got a fantastic start. Has a Nesbe. But it's the Mercedes who still lead down into the first corner. Is Smiggy who's taken the lead from his teammate. Emma Payne's clashed with an Nesbe. But Emma Payne, I think, has maintained that 2nd position. But he's under attack here from an Nesbe. There's a yellow flag as Armour King is caught up, I think. And Petrol are caught up in incidents. But we race on as the yellow flag has been taken away. But it's Smiggy who leads the pack, and Nesbe, his former teammate, is 2nd, chasing him down. Emma Payne, Basketball Dan. What a start from Basketball Dan. All the way from, I think it was like 9th or 8th. Made his way up. The Alpines are together. Creations made a wonderful start as well. Azure, Beneb, Hurricane, Armour King, Mantis, Petrol, and Matthews at the back. One of the title protagonists. Must have been caught up in that drama. As Armour King and Mantis go side by side into turn 11. It's the McLaren driver who comes away victorious out of that little battle for now. But as I said, it's the former teammates battling at the front for now. 6/10 the gap. Further back, Emma Payne, Basketball Dan, Creations and Azure. And who is that? Very close together. Beneb and Hurricane. Hurricane going for the pass. Beneb tucks in behind. I think Petrol's gone into the... No, it's Armour King into the pits. Obviously, he got caught up in that, whether he was the protagonist. Oh no, Armour King has retired. First lap. Too much for the Welshman as Emma Payne drops down the order. Basketball Dan Creations and is through. Hurricane and Beneb battling still. Oh, and there's a Ferrari round. Basketball Dan is round. Raced solidly last week, but caught up in an early incident here. Gone down to 9th. So already this Grand Prix causing chaos. Here we go. We'll watch Mantis come into this hard braking zone of turn 10. Infamous almost of catching drivers out in real life and online. Mantis really trying to apply the pressure to Emma Payne, who slipped down the order here. Started on the front row, but now down in 7th. Gonna just bring up the position changes. As you see, Creations up 7 early doors. Beneb up 6. Emma Payne down 6 though, and Petrol down 6. It's a long old race though. Only 2 laps in. 3 laps, should I say, is Smiggy. That's in a 1:32.9 to take the fastest lap so far. Nesbe, though, on that harder tyre, just keeping tabs. Doing a real good job there. There's a lock-up, as it appears, but I think it shows that everyone's locking up into there, so I'm not really convinced. There's Azure and Hurricane battling. Azure could really help his teammate here by defending against the Aston Martin. No way through for the Tottenham supporter just yet, who'll be buoyed upon the Spurs result at the weekend. And further back, Matthew. So now he's made his way back up to 9th. He's got another fight from the back, as he had in Mexico, I think it was, just a few races ago. Emma Payne under pressure from Mantis. And further forward, Azure is right on the back. Sorry, Hurricane on the back of Azure. DRS now enabled, so rear wings were open that time. Let's have a look at the front. This is only 2.5 tenths separating the front two. It's this straight, really, where you've got to just sort of line up your pass ready for the main straight when you get the assistance of the rear wing. Let's see if Nesbe does manage that. In fact, we'll ride on board with him. So there's the DRS line. Sizes up. Ooh, there's a bit of contact. And nothing too much, I don't think. These two had a crash in Australia together. And Nesbe gets through there. Further back, there was a change of positions for 4th. Hurricane got past Azure, and he'll chase his championship rival Creations using a bit of a race of his own as it stands. Further back then, Emma Payne lost 7 from the start. Trying to keep up with Mantis, who is reserving tonight, but could score some valuable points for the McLaren team there. Going alright so far. Meanwhile, the recovery drives further back seem to be going okay. Matthew, should I say, trying to pull in the Mercedes. That's 5.5 seconds in front of him. Basketball Dan keeping Matthew honest. And Petrol is at the rear. I'm just going to keep an eye on those two at the front. I'm going to change that quickly now. And we'll have a look at the tyres that everyone has opted for at the start here for their first stint. Be interesting to see what Smiggy does off those soft tyres when he boxes, whether he thinks he can take another set of tyres to the end after opting for the soft disc compound. Of course, Nesbe now puts in the fastest lap now that he's got clean air in front of him. But as I was saying, Smiggy opting for the softer compound, and also means that sort of the one that will die off the quickest too. When will they die in performance? We'll have to keep an eye on that. He's doing alright, keeping up with Nesbe for now, as we've got our camera on Azure, who is not letting Hurricane go, which is probably what Creations wants. So, good team play again from the Alpines, you must say. Beneb lurking in the background too, who's only 7 tenths back. So, this could be a 3-way fight for 4th position. The Champions League, last Champions League places there up for the grabs, as you see Tottenham in amongst it once again. Should I say Hurricane? Sort of towards the back, they're all separating a little bit though. It's probably not worth keeping an eye on that until those intervals come down. The gap, or what we need to keep an eye on, is definitely this fight for 4th. Coming up to 6th of the race distance. Smiggy, can he maintain the distance under a second to Nesbe? I think he's managed it here, so he should get DRS, but I think there might be too big a gap to close. He does get the DRS, as we just saw there. Rear wing open, but do well to actually get in a position to overtake there. He will get a double dose of it. That's what you get at Bahrain. As you exit turn 3 and make your way down to number 4. The hairpin at 4. To really close that gap. And it's all about just maintaining a good distance from the car in front of you through the second sector. At the back, Azure has been passed by Beneb. Beneb reserving tonight for that Red Bull team. Actually scoring the most points for the Bulls at the minute, with Matthew trying to recover as there's a yellow flag. That's a Mercedes. It's Emma Payne who's off at the start of Sector 2. Easy to lose it on a curb there. Probably just applied too much power whilst riding one of them. So down to 10th. There you go. With just petrol behind them. 6.5 seconds back. Azure, can they apply pressure, not let Beneb race away? So down this back straight, there's no DRS here. It's all about using this straight to get into the slipstream and close the gap. Ready for an overtaking chance here. They're on the same tyre. Azure looks like almost out of ERS. They're going to use what they've got to put in. No, I thought they were going to go for it. Opted against it. Oh, and they got out of turn 2. Not great there. Will they have the opportunity to put in a move before turn 4? No, not quite. Sensible, must be said, from Azure. Never been known to put in any rash overtaking manoeuvres, it must be said. I've had some good battles with Azure over the last few seasons, and the battle that Azure has here will be another good one, it looks like. As you see, Smiggy has kind of lost touch with the McLaren in front of him. 1.9 the difference between them. There's a yellow flag. Is it petrol? It is. The Alfa Romeo is having a stinker tonight. Still going, must be said. Still plenty of racing to go, but looks like another incident for them. Can the team and can the driver bounce back from that? Mantis really on the back of Azure, who is still on the back of Beneb. So how is this going to shape up? It looks like two of them are going to have a dose of DRS. Is Beneb going to be a sitting duck here? I'm not sure. Keep an eye on it. No change in the order as they turn down into turn 1. Azure taking a real tight line as Petrol was the first to get a time penalty for track limits. Mantis on the hard tyre must be noted as well. So slightly different strategy here. Probably going longer into the race before the first round of pit stops. Azure really cutting a different line into that sweeping S section. Start of sector 2 there. I wonder if just Azure's going to sit there and just keep on getting the DRS whilst he hasn't got ERS here. Just needs to be careful of that lurking McLaren behind him. Just switch to another camera, see what we can see. Still no attempt for an overtake there. Further forward, still not really have cars in the same bit of track together, which is annoying. Spaced each other out. Still intrigued to see what Smiggy does on those softs. Must be coming to the end of the stint sometime soon. Oh, Mantis very close to Azure. You'd fancy Mantis with the hard tyre. Probably coming into its own now. Pulls over to the right-hand side. Kind of boxing Azure in, which is quite good racing. But Azure is going to maintain the position as Mantis almost loses it on exit. Round turn 1. Lost track to the cars in front. Azure lives to fight another day and will keep on applying the pressure to the Red Bull in front of him. Matthew, how close is he? Still on that recovery drive. Head down. 2.7 back from Mantis in front of him. Further back, what have we got? Basketball Dan in a race of his own after last week's heroics almost. Kind of out of the blue performance. Taking him to the top of the tier 2 standings as well. But he's only in 9th today. Emma Payne 10th, Petrol 11th, all on their own at the minute. Smiggy just losing and hemorrhaging time to a Nesbe up front. And Nesbe looks like he's going to put one of those races together. Just racing on his own. Operations will be trying his best to stop it, but over 5 seconds away from his championship rival, if you can call Nesbe that. He is quite a way back in the standings, but I did think that Nesbe might go well. As Emma Payne, it looks like, has had another incident in the tricky turn 11 and 12 section. Go back up the hill. Again, another place where you can lose it on the curves. Petrol really closing on the Mercedes. As Beneb and Azure are side by side. Azure looks to have got 5th from Beneb, has he? Azure's lack of ERS might hurt him, but he does have the DRS. Looks like Beneb's flashing as well. So they're both short on ERS here. Ooh, that's a tight place. It is a good overtaking opportunity, but I think Azure had just enough car in front to keep that position. Emma Payne battling. Oh, Basketball Dan is in the pits. He's fit medium tyre. Basketball Dan's doing a 2-stopper, I think. Interesting. The forward, Panthers has caught up again to the duo that are fighting on track, and Matthew is in behind them too. With the grip levels probably running a little bit lower than ideal on those mediums now. Mantis has got to be wary of the braking zones of the 2 cars in front of him. Also, Creations, I think, is closing on Smiggy. Mantis just looks like he's got more grip through a corner. He'll probably fancy his chances against Beneb here. But Beneb will fancy his chances against Azure. This is a good fight between the 3 cars. Mantis has got Beneb, has he? Give me another camera angle. There we go. Oh, a slight bit of contact. But they're all facing the right way as they head on down into turn 4. It's Mantis and Beneb still with the DRS. Mantis trying his way up the inside. Ooh, was there contact? I'm not sure. Mantis through on the inside. Azure tucks in behind, and it's Beneb, the 3rd out of the 3. Still, 3 of them are only separated by less than a second. As what's happened here? Emma Payne is in the pits. Emma Payne fits the Haas, probably going to the end as Petrol and Basketball Dan close together on track. Show a bit of this fight here. DRS for Basketball Dan with new tyres will probably take the position, and does. Basketball Dan, a bit of renewed confidence maybe with the new set of boots on. Creations really closing the gap to Smiggy. The forward. Those 2 will both fit the mediums possibly, unless Smiggy's going on to the hards. They're in a fight together, but I'm going to keep my eye on this fight, especially with Matthew less than a second and a half behind this pack. Who's got the DRS here then? It's Azure and Beneb this time round. Ooh, all 3 drivers with their ERS lights flashing. Azure's going to go up the inside, and Mantis is he. Keep it clean, that's all I ask. And they have done. That's really good racing, actually. But Beneb's got a great exit. Oh, Azure. Oh, I've got to back out of that, haven't they? No, they're going to try it. Mantis maintains the position. That's really good racing, though, between the 3. And it's brought Matthew within DRS of his teammate, too. This could be really tasty. Creations only a second back as well from Smiggy. Here's the braking zone of turn 10 into the DRS section before turn 11. You're going to see a car pull out here to try and overtake. No, it's as you were. Wonder if actually the Red Bulls might play a bit of team play here. Either way, Mantis leads the way. I still think he's on the better tyre right now. Be using that tyre advantage, trying to get away from Azure. His Creations actually doesn't have enough in him there. Are we going to see an overtake between these four? Keep an eye on further forward if Creations can make the overtake too. Doesn't look like he will. Azure's going for it against Mantis. Well, that looks pretty smart. But Mantis's exit, the traction he gets on the exit is really good. But Azure is still there. Does have the DRS advantage and will make the overtake. Oh, as Beneb sneaks up the inside, does he? Azure is through, Beneb is through. Mantis is under pressure from two Red Bulls. Oh, he's been clipped, has he? Was that Matthew? Just clipping him. Either way, Azure's raced away. Has Beneb even got a DRS? I'm not sure he has. So Manta's going to fancy his chances here. And up the inside into turn 11 he goes. I think Azure's the one loving life though. He's managed to get 1.3 second gap. Creations. Got a quickly flick there down the home straight. As the back of the Mercedes in his sights, but not for much longer. Breezes past him. And now to try and eat into the 4.2 second gap to Anesbe. Can Smiggy stay with him? What's going to happen here? Matthew through on Nathan. Or Beneb to me and you. As Mantis pits. So one of the four who were fighting there pits. No nose change either, so didn't have damage from any of the contact there. Got on to mediums to the end. Interesting, he's the first to pit, considering he was the one on the hard tyre. Interesting. As down comes Basketball Dan. This could be a little bit tasty. Keep our eye on this. Just half a second back with DRS. Basketball Dan. Not enough about him there. Petrol also pitting, going to the end on those hard tyres. Smiggy trying to keep up with Creations, probably teaming up together, as they're probably in the same Xbox party. But no overtakes between the Red Bulls and the Alpine in front of them. Just grab a drink, take a breath. As we're about to see Basketball Dan get DRS assistance in his pursuit of a McLaren. Basketball Dan's 4 laps he's had on that tyre, so should be fully warmed up. Mantis obviously just pitting. As we see Hurricane pitting. Was in a bit of a race on his own. Azure and Beneb also in. So Azure, Hurricane going to the end on hards. Azure doing the same thing, as is Beneb. Amazing how Smiggy's got those softs to lap 14, must be said. Oh, has Beneb jumped Azure in the pits? It looks like he has. Love to see that. Good work from the pit crew. Meanwhile, let's have a look. Mantis still under pressure from BBD. No overtake into turn 4 though. Beneb trying to catch this duo up. Mantis looks like he's got a real advantage by pitting that lap earlier as well. So the undercut really... oh, there's Mantis! Lost it! Oh, and it's a safety car. He's lost it at turn 8 and driven straight into the wall after just pitting. Buckled under the pressure from Basketball Dan. And it's brought the safety car out. And this will surely annoy Nesbe because he's missed the opportunity to pit as well. Perfect for Creations. Perfect for Smiggy. Oh, what a nightmare for the McLarens. One causing the safety car. The other one potentially getting caught by it. Let's see what happens. Matthew fitting the softs. Have a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. He's seeing what Smiggy can do, how long he's taken them, and he's gone for the risk. Basketball Dan in. Basketball Dan's going to fit hards. Through goes Beneb on Matthew. Matthew's got out ahead of Azure. That's good work from the Red Bulls there. Mantis is in, obviously. Getting a new nose cone. This brings Emma Payne back into it, definitely. Looks like they were unsure on what they want to do. And Petrol is loving life. We can consider Petrol to be a potential race winner again because he'll be caught up with the pack. Overtakes Emma Payne in front, actually. And will he get Mantis? This is going to be close on exit. Does. Ooh. Mantis trying to go up the inside, but I don't think you're allowed to do that, pal. Petrol gets 9th. Good work from the Alfa Romeo. All is not lost for them. But Nesbe surely will have to pit. Just going to have to sacrifice the position. Oh, it was going so well. In they go. McLaren's really flummoxed by the safety car. Creations now in his familiar position of first. Where's the Nesbe going to be let out here? Worth keeping an eye on. Oh no. This is a real issue. It looks like it will be 6th. Yep. Plenty of work there to do for a Nesbe who had it all under control. Oh my word. Fuming. There. So we'll let the cars catch up. Petrol, in fact, looks like he's gone in there. So we've got a few cars still to catch up, so this might be out for a little bit longer here. Who would you put your money on here? Real open race now, you must say. We lost Armour King early, for those just tuning in now. Caught up in a lap 1 incident. Called it a day after that. But then Creations has come through the field to take first. Smiggy prolonged his stint on the softs, so he's actually in the same position he started the race on. Hurricane trying his best to apply pressure up front. Second in the championship, third in the race here. Then come the 2 Red Bulls. Beneb and Matthew. You risking the softs here. Could be one to keep an eye on. Nesbate, who was the early leader, even at the halfway point, in control. As Petrol gets a 3-second time penalty under safety car conditions. Gruler. And then comes Azure, Basketball Dan, Mantis, yet to catch up the safety car. Neither has Emma Payne or Petrol. We've got some racing to do here to catch it up. So, who's your money on, peeps? This could be a real sprint to the finish. Be 11 laps to go. If it's going to come in here, I'm also going to take this opportunity to have a water break. Still no message from race control. There it is. Safety car in this lap. Petrol has to catch up. Really catch up. So who's going to get those tyres up to temp? Those on the hards. We've got more work to do to get the heat in there. Looks like Petrol's just about made it, because I think Creation's only just gone. And we're off and underway again at Sakir. Any changes in the order? It doesn't look like Matthew threw on his teammate. Further back, who's that? McLaren trying it on Basketball Dan. Nothing there. And Nesbe threw on Beneb. Oh, who's that? That's Mantas, very wide. What's happened there? And a Nesbe and Matthew fighting. Matthew winning that battle. But I'm sure that's going to continue through into Sector 2. It's as you were in the top 3, though. Matthew on that soft tyre. Failing to apply pressure on Hurricane just yet. Maybe that's where the grip advantage he has will come into its own. These people well behaved there, but I'd like to know what happened to Mantis. Frustrating for the McLarens. It wasn't a frustrating situation in itself already. Here's the other one. In the sister car, applying pressure in a Red Bull sandwich. Trying to get back the lead that he once had. No DRS for now. Creation sets a new fastest lap. And who's that? Azure next to Beneb. Side by side, Basketball Dan in the background. Azure through on the Red Bull. It's Basketball Dan and Beneb trying to... Oh, those two clash. Basketball Dan through. Oh, not quite through. Azure's fighting back. Oh, wow, look at this. This is mad. Oh, bit of wheel banging. Keep it clean, please. And they're going to go into the tricky turn 10. Still no DRS. And Esbe as well, on the back of Matthew. Matthew made an error with those softs, I don't know. Still Zure, Beneb, Pascal Dan, Emma Payne. Possibly fancying their chances too. It'll be next lap. will get race control putting the announcement out that DRS will be enabled. Beneb, Basketball Dan, side by side. He's running out of room. Oh, I don't know where to look here. There's going to be battles all over the place. This one has got so many cars involved, though. So I'm going to stay here. As you has benefited from this, as the Ferrari's through on the Red Bull. Oh, lack of ERS already from the Red Bull's going to hurt him, surely. As Emma Payne is through. Oh, Bennett just about maintains 8th position. But surely you couldn't have drained all that ARS already. Creation's in a world of his own up front. Smiggy unable to keep in touch with him. Hurricane, though, on that harder tyre, does have a disadvantage. Might be better in the final few laps, though. Matthew still can't make inroads on the guys at the front. And Nesbate trying to keep him honest. Further back it's Azure, Basketball Dan, Beneb. Emma Payne. Petrol Mantis just slightly off the pace. And let's see what goes on here. In fact, I'm going to have a look at the Hurricane in situation here. And Nesbate and Matthew just behind them too. As Basketball Dan is through on Azure, I think. But I'm going to just keep an eye on this. No change in the order there. But what about these? Oh, there's a yellow flag. Mantis is out in the on the runoff area again at turn 1. So Basketball Dan beside one another in sector 2. Very tricky to race side by side through there. Well, now Matthew's caught up. Now when Nesbe's looking too. Still no change there. Although the winner's out sort of front by 1.7 seconds. Second place is well up for grabs here for now. And then the fight for 6th is a bit mad too. Some real points available with only 12 taking part. 1 already out. As who's this? And Nesbate really eyeing up an opportunity here. All 3 of the chasing cars on Smiggy have DRS though. Oh, what's this? This is Matthew going for a move on Hurricane. It is. When Nesbate's going for one as well. Matthew through into 3rd. And will chase down Smiggy. Hurricane defending from Nesbate. And Nesbate will want to clear Hurricane as soon as possible. Yellow flag, Mantis gone. No, he's retired in the pits. Frustrating day for him. Zur Beneb, side by side. Another wheel bash, I think. As the Nesbate is through on Hurricane. Oh, there's moves all over the place here, despite there only being 10 runners left. Hurricane just hasn't got enough to fight back. Let's have a look at the fight further back here. Basketball Dan is fine. Azure won't have DRS. And Beneb applying the pressure. Jump further forward because Matthew should be looking at an overtake here. Down the pit straight. On Smiggy. DRS assistance. Reeling the Mercedes in. Peels to the right. Will have the inside line. Smiggy going to fight it. Gets better traction, does he? Ooh, Matthew's going to have DRS and will take the position. Ooh, and as Nesbe and Smiggy go round turn 4 together, and Nesbe gets through, does he? Ooh. Yes, it's a Nesbe who takes third there. Smiggy. Fourth. Azure going to try to apply the pressure on Beneb. Let's have a look at these 4 cars with Hurricane as well in the background. And their fight for second. No overtakes there. Any overtakes here? No. Ooh, and Nesbe runs really wide there. But I wonder if Matthews a sitting duck here. We'll have to use the grip advantage he has on the softs. They must be running a little bit thin. Now, no overtake just yet. Smiggy, sorry, and Nesbe dummy in one way, go in the other. Makes the overtake count. But Matthew, what traction through turn 3. Going for the inside line, round 4. Ooh. Don't know if there was contact there. There seem to be cars going all over the place. But it's a Nesbe, Matthew, Smiggy. Currently, Basketball Dam picks up a 3-second time penalty. And that will spur Azure on. It's Hurricane losing touch with the 3 cars in front of him. Still within DRS range, though. Creations in a race of his own. Luck has definitely come his way, but he's managed to get through everything unscathed. And shown his class once again. It's this fight though that all eyes are on. Arguably, Beneb still stuck behind Azure. And I think the gaps are a little bit bigger here. So no overtake possibly into turn 1. As there's some ERS lights flashing. Ooh, that's a late lunge, is it? From Matthew. Matthew threw on his... No, yeah, I think he's let Nesbe through there. He realised that was a bit of a poor attempt at an overtake, but it does mean Smiggy eyes him up here. Won't be an overtake there. Beneb through on Azure. But let's watch that fight continue. Down the next DRS straight. Azure, what an exit. Surely in prime position to take the chance here. Does. 7th is still Azure's. Let's jump to the other fight again. Into turn 10. 4 cars still within, what, a second and a half of one another? Something like that. Quick maths. No change there. Mantis leaves the session. Thanks for joining us, pal. Sure, you'll go better tomorrow. Just wonder if Matthew softs are falling away. I wonder if Hurricane will be thinking he'll have the tyre advantage soon. It's still, you know, both of them still in the fight. Nesbe defending against Matthew. Matthew going to go for the move here into turn 1. Done before turn 1. We'll have the inside line. Oh, and Nesbe going to try and stick it up the inside, but I think Matthew will probably have that position. Nesbe has the DRS though. Smiggy looking interested. Oh, he's tagged! And Nesbe. It's allowed Hurricane through too. And Nesbe, who arguably looked the comfortable race winner at the halfway stage, tagged there by the Mercedes. Those two in a brawl again on track. I might go to the stewards. It's freed up Matthew at the in second. Hurricane's got some work to do if he wants to try and close that gap. Smiggy's not got enough to overtake the Aston Martin there. Let's have a look further back. It's Banab on Azure. Nothing changing there. With Hurricane's ERS light flashing, you'd fancy Smiggy to probably make this overtake count. Smiggy has the inside line and through. As Beneb and Azure swap positions again down the pit straight on the penultimate lap here. Can Azure get back at the Red Bull? Pulls the inside. We've seen him do this overtake already tonight into turn 4. Does so again. Nicely done from the Alpine, who look like they'll extend their lead at the top of the constructors with Creations championship leader in the drivers winning again, unless something dramatically goes wrong. Hurricane can find a way through on the Mercedes in front of him. Nesbe trying to close that gap at the very least at the front to maybe get a place, maybe after penalties or something. Let's have a look at what Hurricane might be able to do here on the final lap. Hurricane up the inside of the Mercedes driver, takes third. So the top 3 now, the championship top 3. If it stays like that, Smiggy will fancy his chances though, getting back at the Aston Martin, and has done. Beneb and Azure again fighting one another on track. Will the Alpine get that position back? We'll have to do it round the outside into turn 4. Doesn't quite have it. Further forward, let's have a look. Any last lap overtakes here? Nothing doing. Creation sails his way to the end of Sector 2 and starts Sector 3. I'll keep an eye on the track map, as Azure will try and fight back one last time. Won't happen. So I'm going to sail forward. Creations rounds turn 15. Races to the line. Celebrating in style. Wins again in HTR. It's the Alpine with the victory. It's Matthew second. It's Smiggy third. Hurricane fourth. And Nesbe comes home in 5th. Sure he'll be frustrated after that. And then further back, Basketball Dan will take 6th. Beneb and Azure almost at the line together. 7th and 8th. Emma Payne and then Petrol to round things off. At times that was a bit of a procession, but at times there were some real good battles on track, definitely. So well raced from everyone today. Creations gets driver of the day from the game, and considering where he started, I can't really argue with that. Let's see the celebrations on the podium. The three of them there, actually good friends. So I'm sure they'll be celebrating in party, as well as what you can see on the podium there. But well done to Creations once again for securing another victory in this, what has been a fantastic season for the Alpine driver already. There you go, confirmation that Matthew and Smiggy make up the podium places. Hurricane 4th, Nesbe 5th, Basketball Dan, Beneb, Azure, and then Emma Payne and Petrol, the final finishers. Mantis and Armour, the two that DNF'd. But if that's just whet your appetite, don't forget to tune in tomorrow on Azure's channel, because he's probably the one commentating on the Tuesday race, which will be at Miami for round 5's reverse grid race. So another track with some real overtaken opportunities, should I say. So yeah, make sure you catch that on at 7 o'clock. Obviously these races will be uploaded to YouTube too, so you can relive them. And then next Monday, I think it's our final one before the Christmas break. Yes, so it will be on the streets of Monaco, where I'm sure even more chaos will ensue. 18th of December, 7 o'clock, Monaco for Monday. These drivers will have 7 days to wind down and prep for that before, as I say, the Christmas break is upon us. But thanks for joining me. Hopefully I've managed to capture as much as I should have. And if I haven't, I do apologise for that. I have been on my own tonight, so yeah, I was just doing the best I could. And then feel free to tune in tomorrow, as I said, to see HTR Season 9 Tuesday for our race at Miami. I've been Desert 10. Been a pleasure bringing you this race, and we will see you again next week. All the best. Bye for now.